Hello, my name is Robert Lunte, and through my vocal technique training program, I help singers all over the world every day learn how to train to build the motor skills to be able to sing seamlessly from the chest voice, through the vocal break, and into the head voice with no choking, no squeezing, no constriction, and no windy falsetto sounds. I invite you to take a look at my vocal training program, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Whatever, I'll live with it, not that big deal. Okay. Hello. Jim, Lewitt.
Yes.
People out there that want to learn how to sing. This is what we do when we train. This is my lovely student, Jim, and I think we have Amy coming in. Jim, how's it going?
I've been coughing for the past, since Tuesday. So I didn't practice the past couple of days. I just warmed up though, and I don't seem to be coughing now, but I was getting a weird shallow cough, like a tickly.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so
Other than that, nothing horrible.
okay, great. Amy, are you there? There she is. Cool. All right.
How's it going?
Cool. Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I had multiple links to this class, but I eventually found it. So
I'm sorry. It's the same link as back in the day.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna save it this time. Yeah, just
Yeah, save it. All right, very cool. So, great. We're putting the band back together, slowly but surely. It's all good. Okay, so let's do a little update quickly with Amy. Amy, what have you been working on? How's your voice been? Have you been training and practicing? Give us a little update, please.
Not as much since the class ended. I've been doing it here and there, but not as regularly. So I would say some weeks I do it, especially the track and release, that one.
Okay.
That's the main one I've been focusing on.
All right, cool. Yep. Go ahead.
I mean, I've been doing other warm-ups too as well, but just
Okay.
not as regularly as I would like.
All right. Let's sound off on our tech. Jim, are you there, buddy?
Yes.
All right. Do we have keyboard, Amy?
Yeah, let me get that ready.
Okay. Jim, while Amy's getting ready, why don't you just dive in and start doing some warming up, or show me the compound routine that you've been working on. You know, Jim, I would just sort of follow your agenda mostly, I think, because you're so busy doing this all the time. You have your own ideas and your own things that you're working on. So that's where sort of our
Yeah, I warmed up for about 10 minutes just now. Oops.
Jim, what's the vowel?
Oh, I thought that was an A.
Well, you're always training through an E, and you pay attention to that.
Yeah, I thought I was doing it right.
Amy, honestly, does that sound like A or does that sound like E?
It sounded like me. Yeah, it sounded like an E to me.
Oh boy. All right, let me try it again.
Steak and eggs, or steak and eggs?
Steak, eggs, steak,
Hey, steak and eggs. Hey.
Steak and eggs. Eggs. Egg, egg, egg. Better?
Yes. Kind of better. Bottom up. Jim, I will accompany you so that we can go a little bit faster, okay?
Okay.
Good? All right, buddy. No, Jim. Bottom up first, please. Bottom up first.
Oh.
Is that Jim? What is your? My apologies. What is your workout, Jim? Because sometimes you invent your own things, and that's perfectly fine. Are we going?
Yeah.
Top down. Is that what we're doing?
No, we could do bottom up, but I just not hearing the first note. It's a B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jim, go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
5 onsets. Let's go. It's all no, Jim. It's all fragmented.
Yeah.
It's all like let's five onsets at the bottom. Quack and release onset. Slow and controlled. Ascending glissando. Stop. Breathe. 5 attack and release onsets. Slow descending glissando. Stop. Breathe. Modulate. Do it again. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. B to F sharp.
Yeah, let's B to F sharp. We'll work
All right.
Better. 2 more, and then we're going to go to Amy.
Yeah.
Let it go through. Yay! Through.
I think that's as good as I got right now.
That's fine. That's fine. That's high. That's high for you. That's
Okay.
not
Okay.
bad. Okay, fine. Amy, you ready? Do you have amplification?
Yeah, I just have my laptop mic, and I have this keyboard. I've been doing it along with your recording.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and queue up whatever facilities you've been using. That's fine.
I mean, I can do it here because it might be too loud if I play it from my laptop. It's fine.
Yeah, sometimes it cancels out the sound and all, and it creates some weird sound
okay.
cancellation issues. You know what? I'm going to accompany you. All right. Okay. So, unless you're going to warm up, what have you been working on? You said you've been doing track and release, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Now and then, yeah.
All right. I'm going to correct myself. I want you to put on the content for track and release, and let's see you do it. And can I ask you to get on your feet, Amy?
Sure, yeah.
We need to train on our feet. There we go. Okay.
Sorry, this might take me a minute. Do you want to do something else, Robert?
Well, perhaps I do, because if it's going to take some time. So how, what can we, what is going to be the easiest way to train with you? What do you, I don't play piano, so I'm not going to be able to rip through the scales. I haven't done that ever. So there's good. So you need to be able to play the accompaniment on your end.
Okay.
Okay. Or we do the onsets and the sirens, which I can accompany you on. But if you want to do the track and track or track and release, you have to play the content.
Okay. The onset and the siren, that's what Jim was doing just now?
Yeah. With the melodic fifth on the middle.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, let's do that. All right. Give me a track and release onset on this G, please. Let's just make a note. Just tune it up, get the buzzing. Let's get some the wind flowing a little bit. So, Amy, what we're going to do is we're going to do a track and release onset, just an onset. So, what's an onset?
It's you had different onsets, so it's the type that starts it, basically.
That's right. All right. So just give me a track release onset, which buzzes on a nasal. All right, I'll do it for you. All right. Your turn. Yep, that's right. And yeah, it's a little low for you, but that's good. We want to work on the low notes, especially for ladies. Okay. When you release that vowel, I need you to give us an embouchure. A super embouchure, madame. Okay. Show me what a great embouchure looks like, please. Ready and. Great. Leverage your tongue against back bottom teeth. Let's get a little bit more. That was a little throaty, brighter, whippy, more weepy. I do that again. We need to buzz off of a nasal. We're not just going may. We are lining up with a workflow, buzzing off a nasal, shaping a nice embouchure, which you're doing, and then sustaining and releasing that product. Do it again, please. Think in terms of workflows. Okay, I need an embouchure. Okay, on that nasal, just buzz on a nasal and make your lips vibrate, please. Are your lips vibrating?
A little bit. I guess I do feel a little more here.
Yeah. Your lips need to vibrate a lot a bit. If we go on there's a difference between a buzz and a hum. Oftentimes students, when they're on-setting on nasals, they'll do a hum. They'll do which is this warm, puffy, woofy thing. We can't get anything out of that. There's just like no value in that at all for singing. In fact, if anything, the warm, puffy, woofy, sort of this lazier position fatigues the voice. It just fatigues. It dries out the vocal folds. It's just all kinds of problems with it. So the game we're playing here is to get resonant energy moving inside the oral cavity by buzzing. And we know we're buzzing because it'll sound buzzy. It's got a little bit of that to it in a way. So that's in there. But more profoundly, you'll feel your lips vibrate. You right? Okay, so I know you've heard this before. It's just refresher stuff. Give me a smirky smirk, please. Good. Now, whimper into that and make your lips vibrate. Make your lips vibrate, please. All right, take a big breath. Do it again and blow as much air, as much energy you need to give it until it begins to come alive and your lips begin to vibrate, please. And that time you felt your lips vibrate, correct?
Like behind the lip, yeah.
Yeah. Do it again. I thought it sounded good. Try it again. Okay. You feeling your lips vibrating?
Yeah, I feel that difference, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go up a half step to the B. Do it again, please. Just only the nasal, please. How'd that feel?
Yeah, I feel more action going on in the lip now.
Yeah, action's a good word. You're feeling more action. There's more activity going on. There's energy that's starting to stir up inside your oral cavity and in your upper vocal tract, and that energy is stirred up and it's running up against the inside of your lips, and it's kind of hitting against your lips a little bit there because you haven't opened your mouth yet. It's sort of like running into a lip wall, but that's the buzz and the tickle. But that's a good sign. All right, so think of it, visualize it as energy. It's like pent up energy, sort of like a dam holding back water. So now only if you get to that, buzziness are you optimized to release a vocal tone that is for singing, not for speaking, because speaking is actually a very lazy thing, but for singing, something that's certainly amplified and prettier and can be sustained on a vowel, that sort of thing. So no, I'll tell you what we don't want. Warm, woofy, warm and woofy. It was also not a very good embouchure. Even if I give it a good embouchure, there's no energy to fill up that embouchure. I served it. I gave it a good embouchure, but there's not enough energy to fill it, so I'm still not getting anywhere, okay? Now, come in, whimper like a puppy, make my lips vibrate. Now think about this. hey, just listen to the tone. Just listen to the tone in itself. Just isolate the tone intellectually with your ears. Just listen to the tone that I'm sustaining. Hey. Am I going to use that coloration and that energy and that resonance and all that amplification and embouchure shaping? I mean, does any of that? Do you ever see any of that in speech? Not really. Maybe if I'm shouting for a brief moment or something, and I happen to put it forward, and hey, maybe something like that. But really, the answer is absolutely no, not really. All right. So, what's my point? This stuff that seems small and trivial and maybe boring really isn't if you do it right. And what we're releasing is this product that it's exotic. It's not speech, it's something else that we use for an art form called singing. All right. So that's why one of the reasons why we're doing the onsets is so that we can get into our singing voice. All right. So Amy, make your lips vibrate and release the energy, please. That's great. That's an A+. So, were your lips vibrating?
Yeah, I felt more resonance here.
That's what I've heard reports. Exactly. Your lips, people's facial bone structure is different stuff. So everyone's going to feel their lips vibrate a little bit, but sometimes people feel their nose tickle, or I've heard people say, I've heard my ears tickle, my eyes tickle. I've never felt my eyes or my ears, but it doesn't matter. If you feel energy and tickleness and buzzing in your face, you're doing it. You're moving some energy around. Okay, that's all good. Let's do it again, please. By the way, good embouchure.
Yeah.
Super embouchure, madame. So, Jim, those are sounding good now, aren't they? Those are good, decent onsets.
Oh yeah, the last couple sounded nice and strong.
Yeah, so it's a good, healthy, amplified A with proper physical shaping that could be used in singing. May. Your turn. Great. Now, ideally, if we had more time, it's just you and I, we would continue to go on all the way up to the C's and all of that. But I just want to have Jim have a chance to jump back in real quick. But before we do that, real quick, what we want to do, the next thing that we would do with that is, you've laid down 10 really good singing onsets, okay? So then what we'd want to do is take the onset and put it on the move. Put it on the move, which means, what does that mean, Jim, putting it on the move?
Doing some glissandos, probably fifths or octaves.
Yeah. We put it on the move. We start doing in fancy Italian glissandos, which is fancy Italian voice ensemble.
Sirens.
So nothing new here. Something you've seen before. Now we're going to do sirens up and down, right? But we're doing them with the voice tuned, physically tuned and aligned, and the resonance more or less tuned. Okay, so now what I would want to do, were I a good student with this method, I would do this. hopefully do it a little better than that because my voice sort of scrolled around and haven't warmed up, but you get the point, okay? I'm working to get a good onset, and I'm not in a hurry, by the way. I'm going to take my time, get it right, and when I feel like I'm ready to go, slowly siren down. So the act of maintaining that balance as you go down through the trickery and the chaos of frequency change, okay, is what builds the strength and the coordination. The resistance in the training is holding that sucker as you go down and up and not letting it break or fall apart.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and a little bit of a review, I understand, but so I want you to go for the F down to the B flat. Here we go. Give me a beautiful track and release onset. Hold it. Don't be in a hurry. Make it beautiful. Just beautiful, perfect little singularity. Yes. Yeah.
The two notes again?
Actually, I think we're on the D. Let's go to the G. No. Jen, do you remember? Were we on the G? Doesn't really matter so much, but.
Oh, I don't remember. I wasn't following with the piano.
I don't think it matters so much. Amy, let's go to the G down to the C. Ready? Not bad, but we had no embouchure on that, and it was not forward enough. That was a little bit throaty and had it closed. You weren't paying attention to embouchure. Get your eyes on the monitor. Look at you on the screen. You see you on the screen. So when you're doing virtual lessons, it's you on the screen, it's the monitor. Otherwise, when you're home, it's in front of a mirror. Really important for training. Namely, the main thing that it does, it forces us to look at our embouchures. And when you're looking at it, you hold it in the right position. When you take your eyes off and you don't pay attention anymore, suddenly it claps. Okay? It's sort of like if you see yourself picking your nose, you'll stop immediately. All right? Okay. All right. So this again. Keep your eyes on the screen. Give me an embouchure. Let's brighten it up, please. Thanks. Go. There you go.
This one's a little.
So what appears to be sort of a small trivial thing that you could doze off and it might be boring, and I'm not suggesting that you're doing that, but it could happen to some people. I'm sure it does. Actually, if you kind of get into it, if you play into it and you force yourself to have fun with it for 5 minutes, you really can turn into something that is very different, very exotic, very amplified, finely tuned thing. Yet still a little thing, but it's a beautiful singularity. Right? And we take that balance and everything that's good about that, and we put it on the move.
Yeah, I find that when you're coming down, like to those bottom notes, it's harder to keep it forward. Like it wants to drop for me. So, which is what you were saying, the coordination when you do
Right.
this.
That's right. It does for everybody. there's a few sort of strange anomalies that after years of working with students that all students do that are tied to, it's fascinating to me. I don't know what it is, but there's a few things that all students will do from time to time that is tied to, I think, human anatomy or the wiring between neurolinguistics, the wiring between the brain, what's hearing, and how it's moving, the anatomy. And one of those things is this. Oftentimes when students go from the top down on a siren, so the condition, you have to be doing a siren, you have to be going from the top down, that when they get to the bottom notes, they dump their larynx, they'll sort of dump their larynx, and the resonance goes in an inappropriate position. They do this. It suddenly goes like really ugly and dopey. Don't know why. So the last 2 to 3 notes towards the bottom, all of us, we have to literally put a little bit more attention to make sure that doesn't happen. When you're high and when you're on the higher frequencies and you're blowing the air and you have all this lined up, somehow it just sort of just comes out easier. You don't have to, there's not as much effort and energy to sort of hold that position. And then we get off on that and we're happy about that. And then we start going down slowly on the glissando. And somehow like the last 3, 2 notes, it's just something goes, so it's just the bottom falls out and just gets really dopey and ugly. Unless you're paying attention.
I think it might be.
Shit, sorry. I'm purposely being mindful of making those low notes not go. I could be doing this. Most people would. But because I'm a voice coach and a senior, I know better. I'm going to try to. Yeah. Get real tone out of it. Makes sense? It does? Yeah. Anyways, I'm geeking out there, but just something to just the lesson in that is when going down, Amy, just be aware the voice wants to dump and get dopey. Don't let it. That's sort of my lesson there. Jim.
I was going to think, I'm thinking that maybe as we go down, it feels like we're supposed to relax, but we relax too many things. And so we lose the configuration. That's my idea. I don't know if it's true, but
well, I thought about it enough, as you can tell, and I think there's something to that. I think that might be just a psychological thing that as we go down, we sort of feel like maybe subconscious, we sort of feel like we're getting toward the end, like because we spent so much time drilling that top note, working up, getting high, getting the high notes, getting that top note. We're really focused on that, aren't we? Because that's where the onset is. So we get out and we get a good onset, and then as we start on the journey and we get down towards the last few notes, we kind of think we're already done. The mission is accomplished, and it's not. And so we sort of just, it's still on the move. We have to get this done, and we turn away from it and we walk away from it and we abandon those last 2 notes subconsciously, and then what you get is dopiness. So yeah, it ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Or the fat man in my case.
Yeah. Okay, Amy, was that helpful for you?
Yeah, that was very helpful.
Was it?
I've been doing it wrong, I think, this last couple of times. So I think now
Oh,
I can kind of correct course a little bit. That sensation, I needed to feel that again in order to know
mhm.
how to do it properly.
Yeah. And you're sort of doing a redo. You're coming back and refresher. So I didn't want to like jump into some gnarly big workout or something. I just want to just have you just kind of get familiar with that old friend again. That bright, buzzy, brassy energy that's up front that you're going to release into a sustained vowel, right? With a super embouchure and cry mode, right? Amy, also, I want to compliment you on your cry mode. Those onsets were very whimpery. They're very whimper like a puppy. So those were really good, weren't they? Weren't they, Jim? They were good. And so was yours, Jim. Your onsets.
Yeah, yeah. I thought.
Yeah, yeah. Both of you did really nice job on that. Jim, you want to try it a little bit? Your turn, buddy.
Sure. Yeah. Quack release or wind. I also been doing wind and release. After I do quack release, attack release. Okay, I start with tracking, then I go to quack release, then I go to attack release with dampen and release thrown in, and
Jim,
then I've been if I get
yeah, I love how you make your own stuff up. It's really great. I mean, the methodology is designed to do that. If you get into it deep enough to like put your own Lincoln logs together, your own Legos. Jim, I don't care. Just go ahead and just do something. Just tell me
okay,
what.
and then
Go ahead and do it. Yeah.
let me try wind and release on the 9-note
Yeah.
run.
Okay, that sounds
Okay.
great. Yeah, yeah. Just be creative. Amy, while he's firing that up, I want to remind you that your misses buzz a lot in the shower, in the car, sitting in traffic. Buzz. Make your lips vibrate all the time when you're walking the dog, when you're in the shower, when you're in traffic. Just buzz up a lot, and it'll reinforce all that good. The habit, but also the physical rehabilitation benefits that come from buzzing. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, then you won't forget about it as well. And then when you step up to practice or sing, you'll notice, oh, my voice is really bright and vibrant, and I wonder why that is. Well, that's because you've been buzzing in traffic on your way home to work for the last month or so. Yeah. Jim, ready, buddy?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey.
Or A-ish.
Hey. Hey.
Jim, let that vowel turn a little bit. As you go higher, let it turn a little bit.
Hey. Oh, turn it to an ah.
Shadow.
Hey. Hey.
Good, Jim.
Hey.
Jim, just put a little more air on top. A little more air on top. A little more on the top.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Jim, drop an octave.
Hey.
Jim, I want you to focus on steak and eggs, steak and eggs, steak and eggs.
Hey. I have mine fade out. Whoa. And after that, I tried sing a song.
And after that, we just rolled into a little bit of CCR is all. I get it. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. You're good, Jim. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I haven't been dropping down the octave. I just keep going up until a E flat 5 and just see if I can push it up there. Because I usually do that exercise, at the end of all the drills before a song. So I'm just trying to get a little reckless,
Okay. Well, good. Cool. Good. You're always you're very experimental with the stuff, and I think that's really neat. Amy, if I understand it correctly, you don't have the ability to play the tracks like you just did, right?
I can play the track. I'm just gonna lower the volume so it's not like blasting in your ears.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Okay, let me so I might just have a slightly harder time hearing you, but I think. What do you want me, the track and release?
Yeah, why not? Let's do that.
Okay.
That would make sense. And Amy, do you have like another system that can play your Vocalist scales in the program that is not sharing the Zoom technology with you? So in other words, you notice how I have, what is this little bubble thumb thing here? It's just
I don't know.
No idea.
Interesting.
You know what that is? You know what that is? That's people out of YouTube. That's what that is. Okay, so which is sort of cool. You notice how I've got a PA system here? Okay, and the PA system is not integrated with my laptop and my Zoom stuff. They're two completely different, separated systems, and that's what enables me to use amplification in front of you guys and run. I could run scales out here, and you could hear me singing on top of my scales, and it would work. It's when you're running the accompaniment, the workouts inside the computer system, the same system that's running Zoom, and then it cancels out and becomes a problem. So where am I going with this? Amy, if you have I don't have to have a big PA system or anything, but if you have like a little like a phone or a little ghetto blaster or something that you could, or a laptop or something where you could play the workouts through a different device that's completely separated, then what that would do is it would allow us both to be able to get the best of both worlds. I could hear you just singing over the top of some scales in your room, and we wouldn't have any like sound cancellation problems.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that next time. I'll have it set up and ready on my phone.
All right, cool. Let's see what we can do for now, and then we'll go have a weekend.
Okay. Is this one? Oh no, that's not the one I was working on.
That's an onset.
That's different. Yeah. I'm going by your old Evernote track and release workout there. I found it. Okay.
Oh yeah. Track and release the onset and track and release the workout are two different things, but they share the same name.
Yeah. Okay.
Confusing sometimes. I didn't ask you to stop.
Oh, I thought this was timeout. Okay.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that does look like timeout. My apologies. Okay. All right. All right. So, so when I want you to stop, I will do a timeout actually sometimes, and it'll be like timeout, timeout. It'll look like a T.
Versus
Yeah,
okay.
It'll look a little bit more dramatic. My house will be big. It'll be like timeout. I'll be doing like timeout, timeout. I'm shouting with my hands. Timeout. Okay.
Gotcha.
This is not timeout. This is press your tongue against the back of your bottom teeth.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is timeout.
Uh-huh.
This is leverage your tongue against back and bottom teeth.
Okay.
Okay. That's not new to you. You've heard that before. It helps us create some internal anchoring. Fire up your play. By the way, that all worked. That was all working fine. By the way, it wasn't canceling out. Fire it up and go again, please. I want you to leverage your tongue against back and bottom teeth. We need some internal. We need some lock and load. Okay. Go. Time out. Good. Now we're gonna get a little bit more advanced. Okay. I want to see what Jim would have to say. Jim, is there anything coming to mind right now?
Yes. You mean like critiquing what Amy did? Positive feedback, constructive criticism.
Well, yeah, I'm going to give her I'm going to ask her to do something that will make it a little bit better. But I'm just curious, we're curious as to what you might say.
I mean, if it was me, I'm thinking, how can I cry harder? How can I buzz harder? How can I anchor my tongue harder? That's the kind of things I would be thinking about. How can I make my embouchure wider? Like, it's not stuff that she wasn't doing, but I just try to push each parameter a little bit harder.
Okay, that's not bad advice. Thank you. Let's add to that. Amy, it's all good. I give you an A minus. Okay, give you an A minus. So we're gonna make it an A. What I want you to do is, as you go higher, I want you to start modifying your vowel. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna do a we call it active modification. Is modifying the vowels knowingly. Actively, I'm actively going to do something because my coach told me to, okay? Or I'm singing a song and I know that I have to actively modify this vowel in this particular part or never hit it. Passive modification happens when we're not aware of it. So they both happen. So I'm giving you a coaching point to actively modify your vowel, knowingly modify your vowel. Our presentation vowel or our presentation sound color is A, and that's pretty good. It's A, it's very A-ish, great. But as you go higher, as you hold on to your pure A-ishness, it's changing the physiology. It's making you sound a little quacky, honestly, kind of to the chase. Making it sound quacky, which is not unusual for people as they go higher and they hang on to that A-ish vowel, especially ladies. All right, ladies can get kind of extra quacky on top. All right, so what's the solution? Solution is, as you go higher, you're gonna not kind of sounds like an I don't want you to go that would be a problem. Something would, would, could, should. Get your lips forward and just say would, could, should. Amy?
Could, should.
Yeah, but with some energy behind it, with some singing energy. Would, could, should, please.
Would, should.
Get some compression behind that. Let's get some buzz. Would, could, should.
Would, could, should.
All right. Presentation color, presentation vowel. If I use that term, I mean it's the dominant color, the dominant vowel that we have to have for the audience to get the lyrics right. Okay. However, it's honestly, it's a hybrid. They don't recognize it. They don't know that. They don't notice it. It's going to be a hybrid. So as you go higher, you're going to dial in a little bit of ishness, to your dominant a-ishness. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll try to do it.
I think intellectually, conceptually, you get it. I know it's weird and abstract. Let me show you what it sounds like. Hopefully my voice won't shut out. All right. Me. Another way of saying this is the lower I am, the more a-ish it is. The higher I go, the more of a a-ishness hybrid it really is. The audience doesn't know it. They don't hear that. They don't notice it unless it's a bunch of singing students and voice coaches in the audience. So they notice it. But the average Joe and Susie Q doesn't notice it. Okay? So notice that as I go higher, you'll hear me add in a little pinch of Why? Why am I doing this? Because I want those high notes, even for me as a feller, I want those high notes to sound full, chesty, boomier, and not get quacky and thin and too squeezy. That's why. Okay. Warm up here. Sorry, okay, I'm back. I need to warm up a little bit. Notice what I did there to wake up my voice? I smacked it around with glottal tracks. Best thing you can do. If all you got is 30 seconds, glottal tracks in cry mode. All right? Okay. Let's frame this in a real interval. That was decent. Listen to it again. Notice it's not this. It's not this. Fighting to keep it on A. If I do that, it sounds like a choking duck. If I blend in a little bit of a little bit of Elmer Fudd, I get steak and eggs. Still, the audience still thinks they hear steak and eggs. But what they're really hearing, it's an illusion, is some sort of blend between A and ishness. You hear that? Do ya? It can be sort of subtle. Yeah, and Jim, you hear that?
I think so. Yeah.
You always say you think so when I do this with you, and it's so obvious, Jim. Right? It's moving. It's subtle, but there's a little bit of ishness in there. There's a little bit of, little touch of curving, edging, neutral. There's a little bit of neutral curve inside that. Okay, Amy, your turn, please. Well, off the track. Let's just try the vowel modification. We'll do a track and release onset. Okay, into our presentation vowel A, and as you go higher to the G. You're going to maintain your compression and your good embouchure and everything else you've been doing. That's really good. But what I want you to do is modify, blend in a little bit of ishness. Now, we could get gnarly and go into how you modify the vowel, but thank goodness, fortunately, if you just visualize it, the body will give it to you. It's not like a, yeah, that, thank goodness, otherwise it would be really difficult. No, where are you going? Where are you going?
Oh,
To the fifth.
okay.
Don't fly off the handle. Ready? And.
I'm having a hard time stopping on the fifth.
Steak eggs. Well, going through an active modification and stopping on the note, which is the workout, is part of the puzzle. That's getting to the point where you can do that. Builds strength. It builds command and control. All right, try it again. Good. Now top down. Your turn. Great. You notice how at the top it was less pure A, some sort of hybrid. And now as you got a little bit lower, it was definitely more pure A.
Okay, good.
You hear that?
Yeah, I don't know if I heard it. I was just trying to do it.
Do it again. You did it, and it was really good. Do it again. To be completely honest with you, it's really three colors. It's three colors. It's A. It's about 50%. It's about 50% A. About 20% A. Two edging vowels, and it's anchored with about 20% ishness, for me at least. Listen to it. You can hear it. Listen to it. I'm going to give you my note.
Yeah.
You can hear A, and then listen for A, and you'll hear a little bit of A in there if you listen for it, and then listen. It's all in there. Your turn. It's a blend. It's a cocktail.
So I do A, but I imagine now A and right? Both of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, actually, yeah. At a more advanced level, you're gonna visualize a blended singing color. Nothing you would probably use in speech, certainly not knowingly, but for singing and training and learning to tune your resonance and stuff. Yeah, yeah, you kind of listening for a little bit. Yep.
Meh, meh.
Went way too low, but that onset was excellent.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'll bottom up. There you go.
Okay.
Yes, it's subtle. There's a little bit of modification and a little bit of turn. A little bit of dedusted in, a little bit of ishness.
Yeah.
Did you hear it, Amy?
A little bit this time. I did try to listen to it as well as doing it. So.
Jim, were you hearing a little bit of an active modification in there?
I mean, I try to hear what you're pointing out, and the reason I keep saying I think so is because if you tested on me, I'm not sure. If you tested me, I'm not sure I would get it.
I am testing you. I'm not sure you're getting it.
Okay. I mean, I know the feeling of singing, you know, and trying to add, you know, thinking of and hoping for the best.
Yeah, that's a start. All right, so this is all very interesting. What's the practical application? Amy, both of you, all of us, as you go higher in frequency, you're going to have to modify the vowel. Initially, actively, meaning practicing, knowingly doing it. To get a darker sound, to get rid of squeezy, quacky sounds, try blending in a little bit of okay, on that. So, and then the other thing is be really persnickety and perfectionist about your onsets. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting your time. You know, good embouchure, good compression, good tickle on the lips. Take your time, release it, make it beautiful, give it love. And then put it on the move with the sirens. Awkward silence. For the moment. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? Do you guys have any questions before we head out for the weekend?
I do have a question because that's what I was thinking about. Robert, so if you were to sing, I know this is for the exercise, but if you were to sing a song, let's say, and there's like a pitches are lower, pitches are higher, do you kind of do the same thing within the song where higher notes imagine more of a vowel?
Very good question. So now we're in the art and we're now singing. It is happening. You darn right it's happening. It doesn't matter whether I'm doing a very focused workout or I'm singing in the shower and I don't care. We can't change the physics of sound. So it's going to happen, or it has to happen. But here's the difference between what we just did. What we just did was active modification. If I'm singing a song and I'm just really what I'm focusing on is telling the story, the lyrics, telling the story. About 80% of my mental energy when singing, if you like watch videos of me singing, 80% of that is telling the story. 20% is thinking about the technique while I go. So there's not enough capacity left to think about the technique. So the vowels, for sure the vowels, are modifying passively. They're modifying passively. They're modifying still to the same positions, but it's being done subconsciously, passively. Why? Because of hours and hours and hours of active modification practice.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
More and more passive modification that is correct is, I think, maybe in some sense, the goal. That's what we're trying to get to, and we get there by actively working on it. Embouchures, the onsets. We actively work on the embouchures and on the onsets and getting that all lined out and stuff, so that when we're singing songs, it's passively, it's in muscle memory, and it just comes out right every time. That is the point. That is the point. Practicing these things so that when you're singing, they go with you, and in a way that you can turn them out of your conscious a little bit off and put more energy into being an artist, telling the story and having fun. And just like anything, ice skating, learning a tennis serve, whatever it may be, you start off initially, it's very active and you're trying to get a movement down. You're trying to learn how to do something. trying to learn how to play hopscotch or jump rope. But after a while, you're just doing it, and you're not thinking about it as much. You're not thinking about it at all anymore. You're beyond that. You go beyond that. You're on to the other thing.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, guys. That was fun. Thank you for meeting on a Friday. Fridays work a lot better for me. Yeah. Yeah.
I prefer this time actually to the other time. It's easy for me.
Okay. Hopefully it's okay for you, Amy. And Amy, it's great to see you. Appreciate the
Yeah.
opportunity to work with you again. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Fridays I sometimes have to leave like right at 7, you know, today.
Okay.
No, Fridays I just might have to jet, just to let you know.
All right. Okay. Any other questions before we break?
I think I'm okay.
All right. All right, guys. I'll see you in 4 weeks.
Sounds good. Thank
Cool.
you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Thanks a lot. See you later, Amy.
Bye. See you. Take care.
We're going to bust some myths and some ideas about the voice and vocal training that are getting in the way and preventing a lot of you guys from moving forward in your training. Okay, so go ahead, QR code, link it, go check it out. It's totally free and it's super important. You'll get a lot out of it. Thanks.